So basically this week I've just felt, you know, when like everything just comes on top of you and you just feel like, how much can one human being cope with?
Yeah.
Right? And this week I've just sat back and been like, I just can't. Like, I've been emotional about my granddad, but not massively. But the thing that's hurt me the most is that I've literally just, when one thing happens after another, I actually sit there and think like, why me? What have I done wrong? Do you know what I mean? When are things going to get easier?
Mm-hmm.
How much can one person deal with? And you get into that like victim, woe is me mentality. And I had to just, like before, I would have allowed that to then go, and then each negative you thought spirals into another negative.
Yes.
And when you're in that negative frame of mind, how easy is it to find evidence of all of the shit things going on in your life?
No, of course.
So easy, because there's evidence all the way around, and it's what we're used to looking for. So when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'll then just remember all of the things that I've got to do. And then all of a sudden this morning I had to take a moment, like Sally says, let's take a moment. And I just realised, why do you feel shit? It's because you're focusing on the wrong things, okay? When you focus on things that are bad, then that's all you'll think about. So rather than focusing on everything that I haven't yet done, I started to focus on the things that I had done. Rather than thinking about all of the difficult times I'm having currently, I actually started to think about all of the difficult times that I'd already overcome in my life, as everyone can. Like, everyone can write a list of all of the really tough times they've had in their life.
But here's the thing, people don't.
No.
And that's why you do have to just sometimes take a minute.
Yeah.
If you just take a minute, just stop and go, because it's very easy for things to unravel and build momentum.
Yeah, and then you have to stop and become aware.
Yeah, and there must be something in the cosmos this week, because I hear you, you know, and I just wanted to get back under my duvet and just wanted it all to go away. And that's unusual for me. And funny enough, a friend had said to me, she was like, oh, Sally, you're so happy all the time. You know, what's your secret? And I thought, well, the secret is actually, I also have days like that where it all is unraveling, but it comes down to a reframe, a classic Miss Sally reframe, and finding the glimmer. So you've got to do practical things. Like you said, you've got to find, you go, right, here, this is where we are. It is happening. It is what it is. But you have to consciously switch it to go, right, okay, well, that is a bit shit. However, this is, you know, on the plus side. And people will say, well, that's being, you know, false negative, you know, false positive. It isn't, because you have to do whatever it takes to get yourself through it.
But what I do is, this is why I take pen to paper all the time. You will always see me with a notebook, and I'll notice myself feeling shit when I haven't. I think to myself, when was the last time you actually sat down, meditated and written in your journal?
So you journal
every single day. And if I don't, because I'm rushing around because I don't have time, then my mental health will slip. Okay. And I won't be able to have that energy. 100%. Have to meditate, have to journal.
In the morning, at night, what's your practical?
Every single time. So I have a notebook next to my bed, and that's the default one, which I did last night when I got into bed, even though it was like 11:30 because I'd been out. I sat down, I got my notebook, I started journaling. I have a notebook on my bedroom windowsill that is constantly open with a pen next to it. When I wake up in the morning, when I'm in good habits every morning, if I'm not, but I see the sun shining, I'm right on my journal. I'm looking out at beautiful trees, a beautiful blue sky, or the sunrise, and I'm journaling. That is more of a gratitude. I'm so lucky. I was going to say,
so is that, so when you journal, because I'm not sure the difference, because I've started writing what's been good about my day, because so much good happens in my day, and my life is, in the main, full, and I have wonderful interactions with people, and I find myself very blessed.
But that's because you've spent so much time rewiring your brain to look for the things to feel blessed about. That's the difference,
it is a rewire,
Sally.
because when things...
And it takes practice.
And that's the other thing. You have to... It doesn't just happen. So, you know, when my friend... It was a lovely compliment. Oh, you're always so happy, Sally. I want to be more like you. But here's the thing. I had to train myself. So when things were really, really bad, and I was very poorly... when I woke up in the morning, the first thing I was grateful that I was still alive, not to exaggerating, but not to be dramatic. But so my first overwhelming thought was, wow, thank God I've made it through the night. Amazing. And then on my phone, I had a to-do list, which consisted of this. Wake up, get up, walk to the bathroom, have shower, get dressed. 5 things. 5 things were on my to-do list. And I know that you might be thinking, oh, she's making it up. I'm not. And I ticked them off that to-do list. And when I achieved those 5 things, wake up, get up, walk to bathroom, shower, dress, everything thereafter was an absolute Brucey bonus. I was winning because I had to train myself, because I was, in a bad place. I had to retrain myself to make those tiny little habits, which we take for granted.
Yeah.
It is hard sometimes to get out of bed.
Absolutely.
So you have to find, and then so it's fascinating when I look at my lifestyle now. I mean, I don't want to brag, but yesterday, for example, I'd been to the gym. I was amazing.
I don't like to blow my own trumpet.
But I'm gonna.
I did a 1.5-minute plank without even thinking about it.
She did 3 minutes though. So, but again, I'm grateful for my 90 seconds. So I'd been to the gym. I'd been to the building merchants. Was asked out by a coffee. That's another story. And I had my first ever golf lesson. Turns out I'm like Tiger Woods.
Oh, she was amazing.
I was amazing at that as well, honestly. I went to yoga. I did a ton of paperwork, and but I'd had a tough week, and I sat back and I thought, Sally, here's a girl that had to write 5 things to get my day started. Wake up, get up, walk to the bathroom, shower, dress.
Yes.
And there I am yesterday, like an athlete.
Yes.
Like an athlete, living my best life, ducking and diving, spinning plates, spinning accounts, making things happen, dealing with family, dealing with personal life. And I'm like, well, it might not be perfect, but look how far you've come.
This is exactly the most important thing you could ever do. Number one, when you're in that, because I've been there as well, right? I am that person that has depression and has struggled to get out of bed. Not for a long time, but I was that person. And having that, I never did that, but that would have been so helpful. But having that, if that's all you're doing for whatever reason, is having those minor, tiny steps, that is still a win. It doesn't matter, because yes, the place that we're at now is now I'm looking for things to be grateful for, like, oh my God, I've just exactly all of that stuff that you've done. They're the glimmers that you're finding now. Whereas however many years ago, the glimmers you were finding was, I managed to have a shower today.
Yes.
And that's okay, because that's where it starts. So if all you can do is, I managed to have a shower today, or I managed to feel okay today, or I managed one smile today, if that's all you do, then that's what you make a big celebration out of. And then the next week, it might be, I managed to go for a walk today, plus I was smiling quite a bit. Right? And then and then 3 weeks later, you then look back and think, hold on a minute, a couple of weeks ago, I was happy just getting out of bed, and now I'm walking.
Yeah.
Right? Do you see the difference? So what you're doing now is looking back and thinking, I actually used to struggle just to be thankful to be alive because you were sick, just to get up. And now look at you, you're finding those things. So that is the most important thing. And people don't do it, and people take it for granted. And you get up every day and just get on with your life, and you complain about your life. No offense to those who are watching, I hear it all the time. I'm too busy, I'm too stressed, the kids are annoying me, my job is too hard, my gold shoes are too tight, do you know what I mean? There's people in Africa who have to get up.
It's quite specific about the gold shoes, quite specific. To be honest with you.
But people in Africa have to get up and walk 3 miles to get clean water while they're getting raped and pillaged and whatever. I'm not even joking, Sally. This shit happens. I know I've gone quite far, but what I'm basically saying is that if you're sitting there in a clean bed with a roof over your house, I don't give a shit if you can't afford a holiday, then stop fucking moaning. Wow, that took a turn. Whew. I don't mean it, but do you know what I'm saying? I think every single one of us.
Yes, there is something.
Count your joys rather than counting your
But it's
hardships.
a mindset. Listen, it's not.
Do we have to edit that bit out?
No, we need to because I know what you're saying. I do know what you're saying.
Hold on.
Perspective.
Let Sally just put a little reframe. She's going to do a little bit of a Sally reframe. Let's take a moment. Sally needs to reframe that. Lisa got on a little bit of a passion there. Sally needs to just do the PR. This is going to be our life. This is going to be our
We're
life.
gonna
Lisa's
spin
going to
that
get us
little
all into
glimmer there.
trouble.
We're gonna turn
and
the
Sally
glitch
will
to
be
the
like,
glimmer.
give me a minute. Right.
So I hear what you're saying. You're right. But you have to, look, it doesn't just, the answers aren't there. You have to consciously make yourself take stock. You have to take a minute. Because in that minute, okay, that's when you can go, okay, everything can feel like it's coming at you from every which angle. We all experience that. No one is immune from that, okay, where you feel like you're battling on every side. But you have to consciously say to yourself, right, okay, that is shit. However, this is good, that's good, that good, and actually, yeah. And I know what you're saying about people in Africa. Terrible, terrible things are happening around the world. I'll be honest with you though, that's not the world I'm in. So selfishly, I didn't have the capacity to think about poor kids running around Africa with no shoes on. Okay?
Fair.
My problems are my problems. And therefore, and we shouldn't feel guilty. And I know that people go, yeah, well, there's people far worse off than you. Yes, there are. And there always will be. But right here, right now, this is how I feel. This is my problem. And I need a way out. So for me personally, I actually consciously closed off and was a little bit ignorant, chose to be ignorant about the things going on in the world. Because yes, in the grand scheme of things, me having a bad day is nothing to people that have lost their houses and, all the terrible things are happening.
But I guess what I'm saying is that some people find it difficult to find gratitude. And actually, if you can't find gratitude, then the best thing to find is perspective.
Yeah, but it's a new concept.
Let's put it
Remember,
into perspective.
we are lucky that we talk this language a lot. This is this is our whole
Not
being,
lucky.
right? Well,
purposefully.
Right. That's a really good. Well, that's a good reframe.
Woke up one day and decided I was sick and tired of whinging and complaining about my life, and so I did every single thing I could to learn everything I could about how to live the best life that I could, and I put in at least 8 hours every single day on working at that life. And that 8 hours includes constantly thinking and reframing as I'm going, constantly being aware of when my negative thoughts get to negative, and constantly just having a little, oh, that's a negative thought, thank you very much, but not today, let's think of something positive, and going through my day like that. It means having notebooks everywhere I go. It means when I get overwhelmed, I sit back and I write down the things that I have achieved, the things that I have managed to do on my own, the things that I have, the things that are going well, etc., etc. So I just went on another little tangent there.
Oh my God.
When I get there, I get there.
Swear to God. But this is the thing, like you did what they call the work.
You have to do the
right?
work.
But it shouldn't feel like work. It shouldn't feel like work.
It's the best work
because
ever.
That's why I don't call it work. I don't like, what I mean. But it should be, what it should be. They need to reframe that, because I don't like the idea of it work. It takes effort. But you have to bring a bit of consciousness to it, and little tiny practical steps. I flooded my mind with loads of people doing terribly inspiring things, running a marathon a day for however many days and da-da-da. Well, I'm never going to be that person, okay? Because I don't want to be.
No, I don't.
All right? Even in lockdown, I didn't bake a cake. I didn't learn how to do sourdough. I didn't learn another language. To be honest with you, I did sod all.
Oh my God, I learned another language in lockdown.
That's my point. But the fact is, I don't feel bad, because actually, I just rolled with it. I had a lovely time. For the first time in a long time, I was not working. All right, I had a few medical issues in amongst that, but in the main, I was so grateful for the time I had with I moved back next door to my mum and dad, so we were out in the garden every day, seeing it. So actually, it was a special time. I reframed it, but it doesn't always have to be huge, great, big changes. It actually is the tiniest things. Journaling you do. Every morning and every night I meditate. So I use an app called Insight Timer. It's a free app, and there's hundreds of thousands of guided meditations that you can have, or music, depending on what your thing is. So I meditate morning and night. I also, a new thing I'm trying this year, because so many good things happen and I've got a terrible memory nowadays, that I write, that you get the little square things of like a little quote for the day, like a mantra or a little intention for the day.
Yeah.
So it's, whatever. So it's a daily thing. So every day of the year has got an intention or a mantra. So then on the back of that, at the end of the day, I write a little synopsis of my day and all the good that happened. I always talk about the good. I don't allow myself on that to talk about the bad. I talk about the bad with humour and with my friends and stuff like that, and I have a laugh about it, and then I'm fine, because humour is healing. But every night, it's a new thing, and actually, it's really quite a lovely process. I've never kept a diary. I've always been moving on, moving on to the next thing.
Slowing down is the key.
I'm slowing everything down and taking stock.
Awareness is the first step.
Yeah. So that kind of mindful act of taking a minute, thinking about, well, what has happened today? What good has happened? And it doesn't always have to be, again, big things.
No.
But it's a lot. I mean, even just last week, I was reading back what I'd written last week, and I'm like, oh my God, I'd forgotten that. It's so lovely. And that inside is bringing me joy. And then it lifts my spirits. And then because I'm in a happier place, I get to smile and have a lovely time and bounce around life, and
the more you look for
the good, the more comes, right?
Yes.
Law of attraction.
And also, let me ask you this question. Get yourself a pen and paper and write this down.
Oh.
What is the point? What is the point?
Of what? Life?
Yes.
Us?
You think, right, whether you think that it was scientific, a big bang or whatever, let's say you believe in science and you believe that there was a big bang.
I haven't had a big bang in a while.
Oh my God.
Is that what you meant?
I would love a big bang, Sally. It's been a while. No, neither can I, and I'm
normally she's
I'm normally the
outrageous.
oversharer.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over me.
If there's anyone out there that would like to provide a big bang,
no.
Not at the same time. We're not into that.
No, we're not. Oh my God, I can't believe I shared that. Sorry,
you were saying something.
I was just trying to lighten it up a bit because she's been quite.
It's very important.
Authoritative.
Let me just leave you with this, or we might not have to leave with this because Sally's going to come in a minute. What is the point? Let's say you believe in science and you believe in the Big Bang and something exploded and a tiny speck of dust then evolved into another speck of dust, and before you knew it, giraffes were occurring because they was only reaching up to the tallest of trees and the other ones died. That's evolution. No?
Yeah, but where did giraffes... Oh my God.
Oh, because that's where it gets to, because that's how the giraffe has got their long necks, right? Because the giraffe starts with a little long neck and only the tallest of the giraffes can reach the food, so the other ones die out and then they get taller and taller. That's how evolution works, right? The fittest survive and stuff. So say you believe in that, right? Then what is your purpose, right? If you're not evolving, if you believe in that science and you believe in evolution and you're not evolving, what are you doing here? What are you helping with? How are you helping society, right? If you believe in a more spiritual thing, in God and Adam and Eve or the universe or whatever it is you believe.
Guardian angels.
Yeah, whatever. If you believe that we were put here by a God or by an entity or by a universal thing or whatever, what would be the point of us being here? If someone had a dream of putting a world together, constantly evolving, what do you think that they would want you to do as a human? Do you think that they would want you to be born, moan, have a job that you hated, really have just a life where you're just constantly going, retire, play a bit of golf, die? No, I don't think so.
I can play golf now.
There's a bigger picture here. What is the point? If you're not evolving, if you're not learning more, if you're not bringing joy to yourself and others, why are you here? Not that I'm saying like just kill yourself. That's not what I'm saying, clearly. I'm not saying that. There's a lot of trigger warnings on this thing. I'm going to get the sack. I'm not saying, what's the point of you being here? You might ignore what being here. I'm saying, look inside of you. Look at life. Life is supposed to be enjoyed.
Courage, Lisa.
We are supposed to have fun. We are supposed to be here to see things that are joy and inspire others to do the same.
Yeah, but to look inwards
ask
is
yourself
hard,
this question.
darling.
Next time you feel miserable, ask yourself this one important question. How can I make this more fun?
Yes.
Sally's literally going to delete this episode of the podcast.
No, I'm not.
Delete me as a friend.
Because it's perspective, not at all. No.
How can I have more fun?
Well, how can you see the good, the light, lighten up? I don't know.
How can I make this more fun? Start there. It's easy.
Yeah. How can I make my life easier?
Yes.
For me, it was not about fun. Because now at the time, I wasn't having a barrel of laughs. I'm not going to lie. Because I just didn't have it in me. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't vibing because I wasn't aligned with my purpose. You talk about purpose a lot, and that's good.
Have to have a purpose.
But
Ikigai.
But you know,
what is your ikigai? If you don't have a purpose, that's why you die.
Well, I actually recently I've discovered this, and I think you've done this. Someone introduced me to your human design, and it's been a game changer because I couldn't actually articulate the way I was, what my purpose was. So I kind of felt, well, I knew what I didn't want or what my purpose wasn't, but I couldn't articulate what it was. And I was introduced to somebody, maybe we should tag her in because she's phenomenal, human design. And it's made sense.
It's amazing.
You know,
someone last night, I was at a comedy night and someone introduced me to the Harry Potter quiz where you find out which Harry Potter house you're in. I want to do that now.
I've never seen a Harry Potter movie or read any of the books, sorry to say. So I'm not on board with that. In fact, I went on a tour to the Harry Potter studios, which was ridiculous. And my friend and I, we did it in 15 minutes.
What a waste of 130 quid each or whatever.
Well, no, to be fair, we got complimentary tickets. But I know, I'm so sorry. I feel bad.
Does anyone want me to slap her for you?
I feel bad about that. All right. But anyway, I bet a lot of people would enjoy it.
I bet so. How can we make this more fun? Right, what are we going to do this week to level up? I know it's been deep and I feel like it's been long as well. And I've gone off on a couple of tangents. No, but listen.
Good. It's
stuff
good.
Needs to be said.
You've got to speak your truth. But I think in practical terms, I think the main takeaway is this. How you feel is how you feel.
Absolutely. Feel your feelings.
Be careful of comparisons.
Don't compare. Don't compare yourself to what. The only thing you can compare is yourself now to yourself where you was and how far you've become.
Yeah.
Don't make any other comparisons.
You can think, I like to think tomorrow is another day.
Tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow.
Oh my God, you're so multi-talented. I'm going to put that in my journal today.
Triple threat, mate. Have you seen me dance?
Sometimes it's all right just to think about getting through the next hour.
Absolutely.
Don't think about too far ahead, okay? Sometimes that in itself can be overwhelming.
Absolutely.
If you just have to get through the next hour, good enough.
Take pen to paper, people.
Pen to paper, journal, diarise, or even just have a proper fucking good rant and rave and write that down.
Like I just did. Write that down.
But sometimes you do. You just need to, or find somebody who has the capacity to hear that and listen to that.
Yeah.
Okay. So not everyone can.
Choose
carefully.
Feel free to cry.
Because it clears your vision.
What, crying?
Yeah. Because it helps you see
crying.
She's like the karaoke queen all of a sudden.
It's because I've lost it now. I've experted all of my scents and some of it weren't even scents, but now I'm gone.
But no, it did make sense, but that's it.
How can we make this more fun? What are you going to do this week, Sally, to throw yourself out your comfort zone? I did a 3-minute plank, so I'm done for a month.
Well, I did get myself out. I did my first ever golf lesson this week.
Yeah, that was amazing. She properly, that noise when they strike the ball, it was insane.
Honestly, I
First time she hit a bloody golf ball and she smashes it.
But can I tell you the reason I know I'm wittering on, but just to tell you very quickly, I took up the golf thing because that was on my to-do list last year and I didn't achieve it. And rather than think, nothing I didn't do, I thought, no, I'm the only one setting a time limit. I made that time limit. So I've expired. True. Change the rules, move the goalpost, crack on. So then I was lucky enough to get a lesson with my cousin who's normally got a waiting list as long as his arm and he had a gap. And I seized the opportunity.
Can I have a lesson with your cousin who's normally got a waiting list and he might have a gap for me?
I think he would.
Is he single? Does he want to?
No, he isn't. But he's a wonderful coach. He's fantastic.
What did you say a minute ago? What do we need? A big bang?
Yeah. No. But the other reason was this, because this time of year, especially in January, if it can feel a little bit dark and gloomy and days are short.
I forget it's January as well.
I have to get myself out. So another reason
No wonder we're feeling shit.
Well, I don't feel shit, mainly, but I just felt I needed to get out into some daylight every day. So that's another thing I'm trying to do.
Beautiful blue sky.
Oh, it's stunning.
And also I send messages to my friends when the stars are out and say, please, can we just take a moment and look up? Because that's insane. When you look up in the night sky at the stars, it's just a game changer.
And there you go.
Shut me up now.
You feel better?
I feel all right.
I don't know, we do.
I feel like I ranted a lot.
I'm thoroughly depressed. Oh, no, I'm not.
I'm just enjoying the fact that the fish are still swimming around.
Yes, they are. And look at them, they're living their best life. And it might even be just spending 5 minutes in your crazy day to put something like this on YouTube and sit and take a minute for yourself.
And listen to our podcast as well.
And subscribe, apparently. I've been told I've got to tell people to subscribe.
Oh yeah, please subscribe, because we add a new, so this is the situation. We add a new video podcast on YouTube, on our channel, Glitch and Glimmer, every single week. And then at some point we will edit them and make them more professional and put them on Spotify. Then we will launch them. We'll be having parties. Then we'll be on Loose Women, because obviously they're going to want to speak to us. We'll
Ant and
be,
Dec
yeah,
are ready to
we
sort
are
of
the
move
next
out.
Ant and Dec. Sally and Lisa. You know what I worked out? Sally and Lisa. Sally, Lisa. S-A. Yeah, I can't remember what it was, something useless. All right, love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Please contact us, glitchandglimmer@gmail.com.
And come back next week.
Yeah, definitely come back next week. Number one, we always love your feedback. Tell us what your glitch is and we will find the glimmer. Make it funny, because, you know, we want to keep it light-hearted. Have you ever eaten a bacon sandwich next to a dead body? I'm joking. And also, do you know anyone who would like to give us a big bang? Ciao.
Oh,
we love you.
Professional as always.